Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, An Offer He Can't Refuse. The man who rules the world gets a job offer he can't refuse in this action-packed all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get your copy of John Haynes, An Offer He Can't Refuse at Amazon.com and other online booksellers. Better get the coleslaw, y'all, cause we're having us a barbecue. Yadan is ending her 8-year marriage to social media influencer Minister Yadan, alleging that he participated in domestic violence over the course of their relationship and 8 weeks after she was postpartum after having a child. I tell you, these nice guys are worse than Pookie. Put a woman on a pedestal just to knock her down. Now, according to reports, Yadan, the wife of social media influencer Minister Yadan, is looking to end her 8-year marriage to the minister after she alleges that the minister allegedly participated in domestic violence and beat her. I guess this is how the minister gives his queen a crown.
I'm ashamed, I'm hurt, but I know I'll make it through. I've tried everything. Everything. I'm here getting the rest of my stuff.
If a woman cheats on a man, it's the man's fault. If a man try to walk behind me, he gotta be an astronaut. I take care of my woman from the bottom of her feet to the top of her head, and I feed her body at a cellular level. All praises.
And if you were to never speak to Yadan again, ever again, what would you tell him? What would be your last message?
That parts don't make me cry. But I try everything, and in my heart, I love you. You will always be my best friend. But I have to choose myself, and I have to protect our babies. And I would much rather them have both parents alive than to one be in a hospital with something terminal or one of us not to be here. So I'm praying for you, though. That's what I would say.
This ish right here is why most women don't want to deal with a nice guy. Now, Yadan took to TikTok to release a video showing herself with a black eye from the alleged abuse at the hands of Minister Yadan, saying that this was the reason why she's looking to leave the minister, who presents himself on social media as someone who is an expert at looking to take care of a black woman, and also presents the message that the way to take care of a woman is to go out here and give her everything. Guess that YouTube grift is over. Now, according to Minister Yadan, he says that he gives his wife $250,000 a year to be a stay-at-home mother, and he also pays his wife for every time she gets pregnant and has one of his children. And according to him, you're supposed to go out here and look to pamper and take care of the woman that you're with. That's the message that Minister Yadan presents on his social media. And while he presents this message on social media, he looks to go out here and take shots at the collective of black men and looking to say that they don't know how to take care of women, and oftentimes bashes black men, all to get the attention of the collective group of black women. Ladies, you gotta watch out for these panda bears. They'll go out here and be cute in your face, but then eventually maul you. Now, looking at the gimmick of Minister Yadan in the wake of this whole situation where his wife is leaving him, it's looking like his whole image on social media was nothing more than a facade to go out here and present a gimmick to black women in an effort to pander to them online in order to get them to support his platform. And as he looked to get these women to go out here and support his platform by going out here and agreeing with many of their talking points, it looks like Minister Yadan was not practicing what he preached. Now, when it comes down to Minister Yadan, it looks like to me he's cut from the same cloth as Derek Jackson, who also came out here looking to be an advocate for black women. And as he looked to be this advocate for black women, he looked to go out here and make excuses for black women's irresponsible, reckless, and egregious behaviors, like getting involved with dysfunctional men, going out here getting pregnant and becoming a single mother, and telling men that they needed to accept these types of black women and their dysfunctional situations as they were. And what this guy, Minister Yadan, basically is doing that's very similar to Derek Jackson is showing the world, sadly, how much of a hypocrite he is, because while Derek Jackson was out here presenting this whole narrative, looking to be this advocate for black women, he was out here cheating on the exact same wife that he went out here and elevated and praised on a pedestal. And what Minister Yadan is doing that's accused is actually even worse than what Derek Jackson was doing, because what Derek Jackson was doing was presenting the image of looking to be this ideal man, but went out here and cheated on his wife. But what Minister Yadan was doing was looking to do is say he's this ideal man who gives his wife lots of money and looks to take care of her. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, he was abusing that same wife, going out here physically abusing that woman, while presenting himself as the ideal man that every woman should aspire to be with, and presenting himself as an ideal model for manhood that every man should go out here and follow. And when I look at Minister Yadan and take a critical examination of him, I definitely see his pattern and profile fitting within that of a beta male that I talk about in my book, The Man Crisis, and also fits within the pattern and profile of simps that I talk about in my book, Stop Simping, Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, and definitely fits within the pattern of a mangina that I talk about in my ebook, Manginas. They look like men, but they act like ladies. And with his whole gimmick, it fits within that whole pattern and profile of cyber simps that I also talk about in my book, Stop Simping in Cyberspace. And it's looking like to me that when it comes down to Minister Yadan, he definitely was one of these nice guys who was a church dude. Now, when it comes down to these nice guys, basically these nice guys, they put up a face up on front that looks like they're really kind to women. But meanwhile, on the inside, a lot of these guys hide a lot of anger and frustration due to their own feelings of inadequacy. And because these men feel insecure and inadequate on the inside, this leads to these men basically simmering and boiling in anger and frustration. And as they simmer and boil in anger and frustration about not being able to make life work the way that they want, they'll go out here and look to put on a facade and make it look like everything's fine. And that's what Minister Yadan was doing as one of these church dudes that I talk about in depth in my book, Stop Simping, Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance. Because what guys like this do is go out here and put up a face that's presenting themselves to be this ideal man who's looking to follow God. And as they look to put up this whole image of looking to present themselves as the ideal, they hide the real man that they are inside. And as they hide that real man inside, that man sits there and simmers and boils in anger behind the scenes. And many times the women he's pandering to don't know how deeply angry this man actually is. And what happened in the case of Aja Yada is that she didn't know that she was dealing with Mr. Hyde, because the minister was always presenting Dr. Jekyll to her outside and looking to go out here and use that facade to try to go out here and present his relationship as the ideal. However, what the minister was doing was something that many nice guys go out here and do as part of their paradigm of failure, in looking to go out here and objectify the woman and then commodify the relationship. This is why Minister Yadan Yada was out here leading with his wallet, always talking about how much money he spent on his wife, and telling men out here that they needed to go out here and spend lots of money to be with a woman and have lots of money in order to get with a woman to take care of her, because according to his message, a man is supposed to have $300,000 in order to be able to even think about considering getting with a woman. And that just shows how this man's whole view of women is completely twisted, because relationships are not about commodification. No, it's supposed to be about love. And it's clear to me that the minister never really loved his wife. No, he just saw her as an object. And as he saw her as an object that he could go out here and possess as his piece of property, basically what happened, I believe, is that the minister wound up getting frustrated and started to get angry as his wife went out here and had children. Because as his wife was having children, possibly what happened was the children were getting a lot of attention. And with this new baby coming and his wife being 8 weeks postpartum, the minister wasn't going to be the center of attention anymore. And that basically led to all of the frustration he had boiling up to the surface, and led to the minister winding up exploding in rage. And that's what happens with many of the quote-unquote nice guys out here. Many of the nice guys, they're only nice to the women because they're pandering to get her attention. And as they look to pander to get her attention in the hopes of trying to persuade her to drop the skid mark jockey draws so that they can get a taste of the atomic waste from the special place, and hope that that will elevate their social status. Sadly, these men still don't deal with their low self-esteem, and as they don't deal with their low self-esteem, even though they get the sexual access to these women, it doesn't really change them at all. And in fact, it makes these guys even more insecure, even while they're going out here presenting the veneer of having the ideal life. The insecurities that these men have get progressively worse as they basically are afraid of losing this woman's attention, losing the relationship that they have. And as they become more and more insecure, what happens with these men is that there is a cauldron of anger boiling inside of them. And while they sit there and talk about all the things that they're giving them, again, they don't give the woman because they love the woman. No, they give the woman things through a covert contract where, yeah, he'll give her $250,000 a year to stay in as a stay-at-home mom. He'll give her money to go out here and take care of each child, but he's not really showing love to the woman. No, he's paying for her time. And that's where this overgrown simp basically has turned his relationship into a trick relationship. And as he's made this trick relationship, he's basically tricked himself into believing he has an ideal, when in actuality, all he's done is turn his relationship into a business transaction between himself and his wife, and sadly turned his wife into the equivalent of an escort. And as he basically sees this woman as an object and sees this woman as property, basically he feels upset that he's not getting what he's worth as related to the services that he's paid for. And that's where these nice guys really just twist a relationship. And that's why many women basically don't like nice guys, because nice guys basically are not nice. No, like Dr. Robert Glover said in his book, No More Mr. Nice Guy, when it comes down to these nice guys, again, there's nothing nice at all about them. No, many of these men lie to themselves. Many of these men basically participate in passive-aggressive behavior, and many of these men create covert contracts between themselves and the women that they get involved with that twist those relationships into something akin to the woman being just like an escort who they basically are paying to be in their presence. And as they do this, many of these men present themselves as being this ideal man, this God's gift to women, and then go out here and look to try to tell these women that they are the best choice. And that's what this minister Yadan did on a grand scale. He went on social media presenting this message that he was this good man, and went out here looking to go out here and bash other men, and go out here and look to bash the collective of men, saying that they weren't taking care of the women in their lives. Meanwhile, he was doing even worse to the woman that he was with, because as he commodified their relationship, he went out here and basically told this woman he was going to take care of her and pamper her. But the way he was taking care of her and pampering her was all about him going out here looking to really abuse this woman. He thought that, oh, if I give this woman money, it would be the way that I can go out here and show her how much I want her, because he really did not care about her. No, he wanted to possess this woman. And again, this is what many women instinctively know about many of these nice guys, and why many women who are smart stay away from nice guys, because they know that under the niceness is a bunch of insecurity. Under the niceness is a bunch of neediness. Under the niceness, there's a lot of contempt and anger, because again, these men, they don't really want to love the woman. They love the attention they're receiving from the woman. They love that the woman can go out here and elevate their social status with other men. They love everything about the whole benefits that they get from the woman being an object in their life, but they don't love the woman as a person. And as they don't love the woman as a person, what happens with these guys is that they're seething on the inside, especially if that woman is extremely attractive and can get attention from other men. They're seething about that point one. And if that woman has children, they're seething about the attention she's going to have to give to the children, because for these guys, it's all about making the woman an object in their smooth world. And as long as they're getting the sexual access that they want and having an attachment to use as arm candy to get the attention of men, that's all that matters to the nice guy. And as long as he could go out here and present his wife on TikTok, everything was perfectly fine. Again, with the nice guy, he presents his woman to all the world. Again, he'll take sand to the beach and then get upset when he winds up losing the sand. This is what makes nice guys, again, really, again, a problem. And again, when it comes to the nice guy, many women who get involved with him, they like him because he'll tell them what they want to hear, but what they don't know is the impending danger of the nice guy because of all the anger that he has inside. And it's not until he stops getting the attention that he wants that they find out that Dr. Jekyll turns into Mr. Hyde. And that's what happened here as related to what this minister Yadan is accused of. Dr. Jekyll turned into Mr. Hyde, and this is a par for the course with many of these nice guys, because they'll go out here and again spend all this money on a woman. They'll wine her, they'll dine her, they'll give her all sorts of expensive gifts, they'll basically go out here and look to give her everything in life as related to spending so much money. But these men really don't have a love for a woman, and eventually that's all their anger and jealousy hits the surface when they can't get the attention that they want. That's what happens with these nice guys, and that's why many of these nice guys, many women, if you go out here and actually hear the women who've had experiences with nice guys, they'll tell you that the nice guy is actually worse than Pookie and Ray Ray, because with Pookie and Ray Ray, yeah, these guys are street dudes who basically do women wrong, but the one good thing that Pookie and Ray Ray are is that they are honest and upfront. At least Pookie and Ray Ray will just go out here and say, yeah, I want the draws, yeah, I want to get with you, and I just want to smash, and that's it. That's what Pookie and Ray Ray will say. But the nice guy, what makes him a monster is that he puts on this nice face. He panders to the woman, and as he panders to the woman, telling her what she wants to hear, he gets her head all gassed up. And once he gets her head all gassed up, she's thinking that she's got in an ideal situation until dude goes out here and flips things around as he flips completely out. And that's when she realizes that she's in a situation with a guy worse than Pookie and Ray Ray, because this guy basically, he goes out here and uses his glib words and uses all of his gifts to con the woman into a trap. And as he cons the woman into the trap, what happens is the woman doesn't know that she's in a bad situation. That's what makes the situation with these nice guys, again, one that's horrible to be in, because this guy went out here, told these women what, again, the things that they thought would be things that would show this man to be secure. And with a lot of these guys, they go out here, they'll say, I have the good job, I'll take care of you, and make you feel like, oh, everything is going to be great, earn the woman's trust. Then what these guys do is under the table, be out here having side pieces, or in the case of this minister, going out here and beating on women, and then go out here and look to keep that veneer up as related to that double life, because when it comes to these nice guys, they like to have a smooth world. They like to have a world where everything is going along and being beneficial to him, and that's not how relationships work. No, that's not how relationships work at all. No, relationships are supposed to be something that you get into because you love the other person and you want to share with the other person, and you see the other person as a person who has their own thoughts, their own opinions and views, and you can accept those thoughts and opinions, and you can respect that other person, and you can respect that other person to tell them the truth in the relationship. And that's the other part about guys like this, is that they lie to women. And again, they'll sit there and talk about how Pookie and Ray Ray lie to women, but the lies that these guys tell are much worse than the lies that Pookie and Ray Ray tell. Because, yeah, Pookie and Ray Ray may go out here and lie and say, yeah, I'm with you, but then I'm out here with other women. Or they may sit there and lie, but again, they upfront about their lies. They'll come up, and if you call them on the carpet, they'll admit to their lies. But the nice guy, what this guy does is bury his lies in his head. And again, as he's burying those lies in his head, he tells himself lies to himself that he is good. And what's even worse about the church simps is that these guys, they go out here and look to say that they are justified by God. This is the lie that these guys tell themselves. Oh, I'm justified in being good because I'm part of a church. I'm part of God. When even in the Word of God, it says that no man is good. That is what is said in the Bible, because all men were plunged into sin when they fell because of Adam and Eve. But these guys will go out here and think that they are holier than thou. That's what happens with these religious type guys. They'll be out here talking about how good they are and how much better they are than other men. Meanwhile, these are the same guys who be overtly in another town in the strip club, or out here picking up escorts behind their wife's back, or going out here smashing other chicks, and then go out here and say, oh, I was justified in what I was doing. Again, that's the hypocrisy of these type of simps, these type of church simps like this. Again, they go out here and they want to do the dirt that Pookie and Ray Ray do, but they don't want to go out here and see how their hands are just as dirty as Pookie and Ray Ray's are. They don't want to sit there and say, yeah, you out here doing dirt like these other dudes. No, you want to be this so-called good and ideal man, when the reality is you're worse than those guys. And that's what happened here with this so-called minister. This so-called minister, basically, he has been revealed to be, again, similar to the Pharisees and the Sadducees that were in the Bible, because what Jesus said about the Pharisees and the Sadducees was that we needed to be better than them, because when it came down to the Pharisees and the Sadducees, again, they were basically living a life where they said that they were religious, but they weren't following God at all. No, they had been compromised to the Roman Empire. And basically what happened with the minister Yadan was he was compromised to the whole platform of social media. And as he was compromised with the platform of social media, he was all about presenting the image of being this ideal, and basically hiding the real as related to out here. Again, no different than many of the cyber simps out here. These guys put on a veneer like the late Kevin Samuels went out here presenting the image that, oh, I'm this high value man, when it came out that basically he wasn't what he said he was. And again, these guys tell you a story to get everybody excited, no different than Derek Jackson. Again, the gullible women, like they talk about in the Bible, basically fall for all of these guys' gimmicks, no different than the black pastor does in the church. Basically, they tell the women what they want to hear, and after they get told what they want to hear, that's where these women start coming out of their pockets, looking to go out here and spend money with this man. And as they look to spend money with this man, basically they don't see that they're being fleeced as a flock. And that's what's happening online with guys like the minister Yadan. Again, they tell women what they want to hear, make them feel good for a minute, and then get into their pockets, when what they're doing is really, again, shows how they are wolves in sheep clothing. And that's the danger of being around a nice guy, and because nice guys aren't nice at all. And that's what makes this guy a monster in many ways. And again, I look at this guy, Minister Yadan, and again, I look at him and it just really is sad. But this is par for the course with many of these nice guys. Again, once the veneer comes off, people see the real man that's there, and see why many of these guys, basically many women, don't want to deal with them, and many men basically see them as the enemy. Now, if you want to learn how to identify nice guys, or like this minister Yadan in the social marketplace, you can pick up my book, Stop Simping, Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance. And in that book, I go in depth on all of the type of simps like this and the gimmicks that they use. And in my other ebook, Manginas, they look like men, but they act like ladies. I talk about how dangerous these types of guys are as related to the antisocial behaviors they participate in as they pander to women. And in my other book, the Man Crisis, I talk about this type of beta male and why these type of men are dangerous. And you can find all of those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them at other online booksellers like Drafted Digital, Google Play, and even in big box retailers like Walmart and Target. And if you want to see me talk more about nice guys and the nice guy paradigm that guys like this and Derek Jackson are accused of participating in, you can drop a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App to help me stay on the air and continue to get out the information to let everyone know what these type of guys are, and also let you know what a natural direction for masculinity is. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited. Esteem a New Woman. A devilish diva starts on the road to becoming a new creature in Christ in this all-new Esteem series adventure. Get Get your copy of Esteem a New Woman at Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today. Now available in paperback and e-readers, Isis, Runway of Doom. The goddess next door struts her stuff on the catwalk to take on a runway of rogues in this action-packed all-new Isis series adventure. Get your copy of Isis, Runway of Doom at Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.